The Knight and the Half-Demon Girl. Volume 1, Ashes Beneath the Moon Prologue, The Kingdom of Ilarion. The Kingdom of Ilarion was beautiful from far away. Golden towers, silver rivers, guild banners waving proudly above crowded cities. But beauty hid fear. For over 300 years, demons had been hunted across the continent after the Great Calamity shattered the northern kingdoms. Stories claimed demons were monsters born only to destroy humanity. Most people believed those stories. Ryu did not. Not because he trusted demons, but because he trusted people even less. At 25 years old, Ryu had become one of the youngest guild knights ever appointed in the capital region. Clad in black armor trimmed with gold and carrying the royal blue cape of the guild vanguard, he was respected across Ilarion for one reason. He never lost. Monsters, bandits, corrupt nobles. It didn't matter. Ryu handled every mission with cold precision. Unfortunately for him, his greatest enemy turned out to be an emotionally unstable half-demon woman with terrible timing. I, the girl in the dungeon. Chapter 1, The Violet Scream. The dungeon beneath Lareth Vale should have been routine. Instead, it changed his life. Ryu entered expecting goblins. What he found instead was a girl cornered by corrupted beasts in the deepest chamber of the ruins. She looked elegant even in danger. Long black hair, dark violet eyes, a black dress woven with gold patterns that shimmered under the dungeon crystals. And then she screamed. Purple-white magic exploded through the dungeon like divine judgment. The monsters disintegrated instantly. The stone walls cracked. Even Ryu, one of the strongest knights in the kingdom, was thrown across the chamber like paper. When he regained consciousness, the girl had collapsed. And for some reason, instead of arresting her, he carried her to safety. Chapter 2, The Half-Demon Named Hyori. The mayor of Lareth Vale already waited outside. Mayor Cedric Vale, a smiling politician with dead eyes. The moment Cedric saw the unconscious girl, his expression sharpened. Hand her over. Ryu immediately knew something was wrong. You know what she is, Cedric said quietly. Half-demon. The word carried death in Ilarion. Ryu looked down at the unconscious woman in his arms. Her hood shifted slightly. For only a second. Small black horns appeared before fatting again. Cedric's soldiers surrounded them. By royal authority, the mayor declared, that creature will be executed. Creature. Ryu hated that word. No, he answered. That single word started the battle. II, fugitives of the forest Ryu and Hyori, disappeared into the forests surrounding Lareth Vale. For the first time in years, Guild Knight Ryu became a wanted criminal, which irritated him greatly. This is your fault, he said while cooking fish over a campfire. Hyori stared at him in disbelief. My fault, you attacked government soldiers. They attacked first. You literally jumped into 30 armed men. They were annoying. That's not a personality trait. Ryu calmly flipped the fish. Hyori buried her face in her hands. She was beginning to realize something horrifying. The legendary Guild Knight Ryu was socially dysfunctional. The problem with Hyori's concealment, magic hid her demon traits most of the time. Most of the time. The problem was emotions. Embarrassment. Tail appears. Anger. Horns appear. Panic. Purple demonic aura explodes everywhere. One night at an inn, Ryu casually asked, So, are demon tails sensitive? Silence. Hyori froze. Her disguise instantly failed. Horns appeared. Tail exploded into existence. Nearby tables screamed. Ryu blinked once. I was just asking. You absolute idiot. The inn caught fire shortly afterward. Technically not Hyori's fault. Mostly. Arc III, the first mission together. After days hiding in the forest, money became a problem. Ryu suggested taking unofficial quests from traveling merchants. Hyori objected immediately. You're undefeated. So are you. Right. Their first mission came from an elderly merchant named Garrick Holt, whose caravan had been attacked by shadow wolves near the Moonville Pass. The job should have been simple. It was not, because Hyori had never traveled with another person before. Why do you walk so close to me? Ryu asked. I'm not. You are touching my cape. That's because your cape keeps moving. It's a cape. Well, it's aggressive. Ryu stared at her for a full 5 seconds. You're strange. Hyori looked offended. I'm not the one talking to fabric. Despite the chaos, they worked surprisingly well together. Ryu's swordsmanship controlled the battlefield with calm efficiency. Hyori's magic overwhelmed enemies with devastating force. Where Ryu was disciplined, Hyori was explosive. Together, they were terrifying. The shadow wolves never stood a chance. But during the fight, Hyori lost control briefly. Her horns emerged completely. A merchant guard saw them, and fear spread immediately. The rumors began that night. The demon woman of the forest, Arc IV, the Crimson Pursuer the Guild, could not ignore Ryu forever. So they sent someone capable of bringing him back. Captain Serafina Veilheart, the Crimson Knight, 26 years old, a genius swordswoman, and unfortunately, Ryu's former partner. You've become troublesome, Serafina said calmly upon finding them near the riverlands. Her crimson armor reflected moonlight like blood. Hyori immediately hid behind Ryu. Why is she so pretty? Hyori whispered. She's dangerous. That wasn't my question. Serafina narrowed her eyes. Who is that? No one, Ryu answered instantly. Hyori looked offended. No one. Her horns appeared again. Serafina slowly drew her sword. Ryu. Yes. Why does the demon girl look jealous? I don't know. You're lying. I know. The duel between Ryu and Serafina became legendary among nearby villages. Steel clashed beneath pouring rain. Blue cape against crimson blade. But Serafina noticed something strange. Ryu never fought to kill her. And Hyori, despite being terrified, protected civilians during the battle instead of attacking them. That single contradiction planted doubt inside Serafina's heart. Maybe the guild was hiding something. Arc V, the truth about half-demons. The truth was older than the kingdom itself. Half-demons were not born naturally. They were created. Centuries ago, during the Great Calamity, humans discovered forbidden magic capable of merging demonic mana with human souls. The experiments were meant to create living weapons. Most subjects died. The survivors became the ancestors of modern half-demons. The royal families erased the truth. Instead, they blamed demons entirely. Mayor Cedric Vale knew the secret, because he was continuing the experiments beneath Lareth Vale. And Hyori was one of the few surviving subjects. That was why her magic was unstable. That was why the mayor wanted her alive. Not dead. Captured. Arc VI, romance, disaster, and emotional damage. Unfortunately for Ryu, learning Hyori's past only made him care about her more, which created problems, because Hyori had absolutely no idea how romance worked. One evening, while traveling through the Silverleaf markets, Hyori noticed several women staring at Ryu. He's handsome. Look at his armor. I heard he's a guild knight. Hyori's expression darkened immediately. Purple aura leaked everywhere. Fruit exploded nearby. A fountain froze. Ryu sighed. You're doing the thing again. What thing? The jealous magic thing. I am not jealous. Her horns appeared. Ryu nodded once. Very convincing. Hyori grabbed his cape furiously. You're impossible. And you're glowing. I hate you. You almost burned down a bakery. That's unrelated. But later that night, when Ryu fell asleep beside the campfire, Hyori quietly placed her cloak over his shoulders and smiled softly when he unconsciously held onto the fabric. Arc VII, the moonlit confession. The confession happened accidentally, which somehow suited them perfectly. After escaping another ambush, Hyori sat beside Ryu, overlooking a lake beneath the moonlight. Why did you save me? She asked quietly. Ryu looked toward the water. I told you before. That you didn't know. I know now. Hyori's heart skipped. Dangerously. Her disguise flickered immediately. Oh no, she whispered. Horns appeared. Tail appeared. Purple magic spiraled around her uncontrollably. Ryu looked at her calmly. You really do lose control when embarrassed. Don't look at me right now. You're glowing again. I know. Ryu laughed. Actually laughed. A genuine laugh. Hyori froze completely. You can laugh. Apparently. And for the first time since they met, the distance between them disappeared. End of Volume 1. Final scene. Far beneath the kingdom. Inside hidden laboratories, beneath Lareth Vale. Mayor Cedric watched magical recordings of Hyori. She awakened faster than expected. Behind him stood chained figures covered in demonic markings. Failed experiments. Broken half-demons. And in the shadows, something enormous opened glowing crimson eyes. Cedric smiled coldly. Prepare the next phase.